It's been a long morning, I can't even lie there. But I'm excited because we got a new item for the garage gym today. Now, if you're new here, my name is Tristan. Welcome to the Everyday Hybrid, where we train hard so that we can live easy. Especially nowadays, hybrid training has become kind of a buzzword. But for me, hybrid training just means training multiple aspects at once. So that's training your endurance, that's training your strength, and it's just trying to be a well-rounded athlete of life. So again, train hard so that you can live easy. I'm a firm believer in the fact that life is one big adventure and you're gonna go through different phases of goals and challenges, and the more well-rounded you are as an individual, the better you're going to be prepared to take on those things. So that being said, this package here today comes from Freak Athlete. They're mainly known for their Nordic bench, but I actually picked up a sled from them. It's called the Wheelbarrow Sled. Everything I am saying about this product is totally unbiased. They didn't send me this, I bought this with my own money. And that being said, even if it was sponsored, I tend to not have a filter and I kind of just say things how they are. So again, there's a lot of great things that I liked about this, and I can only hope that it's just as sick in person as it is from what I saw online. This is how it's packaged. Packaged very nice and actually very minimal assembly. So I'm gonna go ahead and take everything out of the box and you guys will see the final assembled product. 2 posts. Boom, I already took this out. This is a belt. Look at the industrial size of this freaking tire. That's insane. Comes with a little pump to inflate the tire. Set that down. Allen keys, the hardware. Make sure there's nothing else in here. Yeah, see? Always check the boxes, kiddos, even the small stuff, because you might accidentally throw out something important. Speaking from experience, I remember when I was a kid, my childhood toy growing up was Legos. I don't know why I'm saying that like I still don't buy Lego sets, but anyways, Legos were my thing growing up. I remember one time when I got a Lego set as a kid and I didn't check all the components of the box and I accidentally threw away the box with a piece that I was missing. And it ended up being like a little sail fabric piece. But you know, as a kid, and you know what Legos look like, they're plastic pieces, so I didn't know I was going to need a fabric piece for it was like this pirate ship. And yeah, I threw it out. So there I was with my Lego pirate ship, but with no sail. And ever since that day, I learned to check the box and make sure that I have everything that I need before throwing it out. This is how the sled comes. So I got some assembly to do, again, very minimal, but we got the sled. Now, this is it all put together, and I gotta say, like, online, this thing already looked pretty compact, and to see it now put together in person, it looks even more compact, and I am a big fan of that. So I wanna share with you guys why I decided to pick this up today. And as someone who already owns a sled, I own a Rogue push sled, and if you don't have a sled in your own home gym, one of the biggest things with sleds is how much space it takes up. As a home gym owner, but also as a personal trainer and as a hybrid athlete myself, multi-use equipment is the name of the game for me. Like, if I could have something that is modular but also serves multiple purposes in the sake of a home gym, that's pretty much as good as it gets. So this Freak Athlete Wheelbarrow Sled has a multitude of things about it that I really liked. So getting into that, first off, this sled is available in 2 versions. The first one being just the 2-post, and then the other one being the 4-post. So it's the same thing, but it includes 4 of these push posts as opposed to just the 2, so that you don't have to take the handles out, move them over to the other side, which you can very well do. It's very easy to do that. So yes, this is the 4-post version. First off, what makes it better than like a Rogue sled or any other sled that you can get out of there is the fact that it takes up a lot less space. Isn't that fucking sick? Like, look at that. This is like how much space it takes up. And this wheel folds up even more, by the way. So to do that, I don't know if this is safe or not, we'll find out. So you pull, and then you raise, and then there's another notch here, and boom, look at that. Tell me that this is barely any space whatsoever. And just to give you guys a sense of scale, I'm gonna get a 25-pound bumper plate right here. Like, look at that. It's the width of a plate. That's insane. For a sled, that's insane. And this is coming from someone who utilizes sleds a lot. Like, there's no denying that. Like, if you're a home gym owner, I'm gonna say to pick this up right now. Can't speak on the durability of it, but this is fucking awesome. So to have this guy be able to stack up, I could actually, if I wanted to, pick up a second one of these, which I do want to do eventually, pick up a second one of these and then have 2 sleds in the space of 1. Now, this sled has a couple features designed into it that makes it better than a conventional sled. The first being the wraparound rail. So if you actually look at the bottom here, there's a wraparound rail that makes its way from one side of the sled to the other. You just hook to the wraparound rail, and then now you can drag the sled one way, and on a normal sled, you'd have to unhook and then walk to the other side and then rehook. But you saw exactly how that works. You literally stay clipped in, and you could go from one side to the next without any hassle. And that is in the case that if you are doing sled drags and you're wearing a belt, which they are nice enough to include if you don't already own one. This wraparound rail allows you to just simply walk to the other side of the sled and continue pulling or pushing or whatever you're doing. That is very convenient. You don't have to take the sled and shimmy it all the way around, which becomes more and more of a hassle with the heavier the weight that you are working with. This wraparound rail is clutch. Then the last feature being the wheelbarrow effect. Oh, dude, what the This is sick. And you can see again, look at how tall that plate post is. Like, you could stack a lot of plates on here, like bumpers, and even more if you have like the regular iron plates. I have no reason to own a wheelbarrow. Like, I don't farm, I'm not a gardener or anything like that, landscaper. But that being said, I love wheelbarrows. Like, there's no denying how great of a workout you can get with a wheelbarrow, from your core to grip strength, the whole 9 yards. If you're like me and you have no reason to own a wheelbarrow, it's like, how else are you gonna do that other than farmer's walks, of course? But this is just another variety to have to sprinkle in to your programming. So to know that I have a wheelbarrow for exercises like that is fucking sick. So this tire here is exactly for that. You collapse this down and then you adjust the posts, and now you have a fully functional wheelbarrow that you could load up with as many plates as you can handle. It also came with these rubber rings that I couldn't figure out what they were for because I didn't see them in the instructions, but my logic is that these are spacers for bumper plates. So once you stack your weight on to the sled, you put a bumper plate, and then you put one of these guys, and then another bumper plate, and then that just makes taking off and adding on weight a lot easier, especially for something like a bumper plate or any plate in general. It's the hardest part is taking the plates off when your hands are all sweaty, so this allows you to get better grip onto them. And another thing too, it has built-in plastic skis, so if you're pushing on asphalt or concrete, it includes those already installed, and they're easy to uninstall. You just have to unscrew them and take them off with an empty plastic baggie pre-labeled, so that you can put your skis in here and then set them somewhere for safekeeping so that you don't lose them. Now, as far as longevity is concerned, I can't really speak on that because, again, I just got this thing. But time will tell if it holds up durability-wise. I'm really interested to see how the paint's gonna hold up, if it's gonna chip, scratch, the welding, even rust. Like, living here in California, rain is not as much of an issue, but when it rains, it pours. So I'll be interested with how the humidity and the moisture affect the quality of this product. So anytime I get a new piece of equipment, I gotta be the first to bless it and initiate it. That way, A, I know it works, B, I know I assembled it correctly, and C, I break it in for my clients and for my friends. So we're gonna get an upper body workout done with this. Now, if you think of sleds as mainly a lower body implement you are sorely mistaken. There's a lot of things you can do with the sled for an upper body day, given you have the right stuff. So yeah, we're gonna use this sled for our upper body workout and run through it. Here she is, her maiden voyage onto the asphalt. Oh yeah, that's buttery. It's definitely buttery. Warm-up circuit. We got our handles here. We're gonna go into a pull for the back and biceps and repeat. This isn't heavy. This is not supposed to be heavy. This is supposed to get us ready to push some heavy weight. I'm gonna pull one way. I'm gonna put the straps up on the sled and I'm gonna push it back with the upper body. So the way that's gonna work, I'm gonna extend through the arms, step it forward. Extend through the arms, step it forward, okay? So again, I'm getting the upper body pushing here. Repeat. And then I'm gonna do that for 2 or 3 rounds. Getting set up, athletic stance, elbows through. Elbows through. And then if you really wanna haul ass, you pull and go immediately into your back pedal and repeat. Hopefully the camera did justice with just how quiet that sled was. It's not nearly as grindy as it would be without the plastic skis. And it makes pushing and pulling it so much more efficient and smooth. Like I know a sled, you want resistance on there, but usually you want it from the weight and not just from the resistance of the surface. Now bench press, we're gonna build our way into a top set of 3. And then I'm gonna see how many quality sets I can get at that 3 rep range with an RPE of 8. So I don't want those 3 to be failure, but I want them to be pretty heavy. And even then I should have 1 or 2 reps left in the tank to bail myself out. Now, something not shown on camera for the sake of your viewership is rest. I'm taking anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes rest for these, and that's because I want my nervous system to be fully recovered in between each set. The heavier you're lifting, longer the rest you should take. Again, you shouldn't be going into max effort repetitions under fatigue. Your form starts to break down. You can't give as much energy into your sets, and you're never gonna get stronger that way. That's something that I wish I would have learned sooner, because you know, growing up as a runner and also just as a, I don't know, it's like I thought that compensating for strength, it's like, oh, I could work harder for longer, and that I feel like is a big reason why I was weaker for longer. And it's because I thought that resting made you weaker. It meant like, oh, you gotta take a break. It's like, no, 60 seconds or less. Like, you wanna keep it intense. Meanwhile, I'm benching 135. It's like, and again, I could do push-ups and pull-ups all day, but push-ups and pull-ups are easy when you're, you know, 120 pounds. And here I am at 170, struggling to bench 205. And let that be a lesson, you know? I didn't notice my bench start going up, my squat, my deadlift really start going up until I started appreciating rest. That's not to say that there will be workouts out there where you want the shorter rest time, but I think it all depends on the why. If you're trying to get stronger, rest. That's fun. This is my 4th set. I did 225 for funsies to see if I still got it. I did it for 2 with a rep in reserve. So now I'm back down to 205, and I'm starting to get to that point where I feel like I'm starting to get diminishing returns. I'm gonna see how this 4th set feels, and then I might call it after this. Yeah, you can see a big difference between the first set of 205 and then that 4th set of 205, and I'm gonna call it there. Accessories, I'm doing Larson press. This is to take the leg drive out of the movement. I'm also gonna narrow up my grip. That's gonna give me more triceps. So when going here, I like to focus more on the negative, draw it out, control it, and then punch up and through. So legs come up, no leg drive, core tight. And if you really got long legs, you could also get a box and put it under your heels so that you're supported. Again, the main goal here is to just take the legs out. So if you feel like you're pretty much doing a leg raise and you got long legs, put a box underneath. Essentially like a floor press without having to be on the floor. We got landmine, rows. We're gonna go 3 by 10 here. Same thing, squeeze at the top, draw out the negative, and build up strength in the lats. Big back, big bench, but also a big back is a strong back. So we're in the back end of this workout now, and we're gonna finish it out with some good old-fashioned calisthenics. We're actually gonna be doing nickels and dimes. So we're gonna go 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and for push-ups, I don't wanna be super high rep today because I wanna focus more so on strength. So I'm gonna add resistance in the form of a band. Now, the reason why I'm not adding in weight to the chin up as well is because on my second upper day, I actually do weighted pull-ups. So to keep myself fresh for that, and this is just a way for me to grease the groove. And on that note, I'm also training for another marathon, but that's a whole nother story. Yeah, a lot of things have happened since I last saw you guys. I finished my half marathon, I did a Spartan recently, and here we are running into our second marathon of the year. Did I know I was gonna do it? Not at all. But that's life sometimes, you know? Just throws curveballs at you. No, sir, you cannot beat the basics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my God. With this marathon prep coming up, my race is in December, and I'm 7 weeks into prep right now. But I'm doing a couple things different from my marathon prep at the beginning of the year. And one of those things is eating like a mofo. Like, I've been on top of my macros trying to make sure that I make up for calories lost. And that's because I'm really trying to go through this marathon prep, trying to at least sustain my weight class. And I'm hoping that eating at maintenance will allow me to go into some sort of recomposition, because right now I'm weighing mid 170s. Like, I fluctuate between 175 and like the low 180s. So if I could keep that weight range, run and weight train and keep my strength levels to a relatively even base. Being a hybrid athlete, being a natural, I think it's like I'm my own science experiment basically, and I want to see how I'll adapt to this. So my logic is that if I eat at maintenance calories, I eat back what I burn during the runs, that hopefully I can sustain my 170 weight class, but get rid of some excess fluff and still be optimized for running. So again, my strength's gonna do what it's gonna do. I can only hope that I hold on to it, especially once my mileage starts getting higher. But I would hope that because of my calorie intake and how I'm strategizing with that I can actually start cutting off some excess fluff here, because I definitely have more than I want to be carrying down here. You can see the top abs just barely shining through, but I want to kind of dice up that, and the fact that the race is in Hawaii, and you know, I want a beach body for Hawaii. So we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys updated through that process. That was fun, and that about does it. So there's a look at one of my strength workouts for upper body, and hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing that sled from Freak Athlete. And yeah, I want to show it. I want to show it more in its entirety, especially on my leg days, but there's so much that you can do with that. So yeah, keep an eye on that for the next couple of gym vlogs. It's been a lot of races this year. So I think after this marathon in December, I'm going to chill out a little bit, and then I'm going to keep an eye on High Rocks and probably my trifecta for Spartan. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you aren't already, and comment down below what you guys want to see next. It really does help out the channel. Just remember, life's an adventure and you got to train for it. So until the next video, I'll see you guys later.